GM Farcaster is recorded in front of a studio audience. GM Farcaster. It is Friday, August 2nd, and you are here with Nanish Prophet Adrian and a small studio audience. 29 minutes of podcasting news to start your day. And we are at Base Camp and FWB Fest, and we are in an Airbnb in the middle of the mountains, and the Wi-Fi is. So we hope that number one, you're taking us hear us. We don't know how this is going. We did a test run. It seemed to be working. But it seems to be that we're live. Maybe. I think. So hopefully you're seeing this okay, and we're going to chat just a little bit about Base Camp and a few other things happening in the Farcaster ecosystem right now. So we all day yesterday was Base Camp. On Wednesday there was a gathering, dinner, and fun things, and then we went to a little cantina for a meetup that was organized by Bar Lucid. Thank you, Bar Lucid. And we had a blast. And we also so many voices. We had Builder DAO was one of the sponsors. I'm also going to be throwing a round up later today in the Builder DAO channel. So if you got some purple noggles, which would help if that's not handy, but I don't. Wait, we have a production assistant. This is fantastic. So Banks is also here, our production assistant. So if you got a pair of these, look for that round to be starting. That was my moment. She's waiting. Look for that round to start probably later today. We're also going to have a bunch of the purple noggles at the Fridays in the Park area at FWB Fest. You're hearing me twice. Fantastic. I might be getting picked up by your mic also.
Okay.
That might be it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Not good.
Yeah, we'll just have to mute and unmute to talk. So
Or
I'll throw.
talk really loud.
Oh, you'll talk really loud.
Hear me?
Can you hear Adrian on my mic?
Let me know. If not, we'll switch back and forth.
We're professionals. Don't worry about it. We do really great when we have actual bandwidth. Anyway, so hopefully you hear us. Oh, hey, Oxbid. Oxbid is also at Base Camp. So that was Wednesday, and then yesterday we had a full day of a summit that started with Jesse Pollock. And then Brian Armstrong was via video stream. And then we had the Base team talking about all kinds of cool things. And hopefully you guys can see this. Let's hope. Everything's been a little shaky in terms of being able to actually stream today. So this is us at the live MoshiCam, IRL MoshiCam, with a beautiful background of the mountains, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And then headed into this auditorium. Jesse did an amazing job sort of talking through year one of Base, and then bringing out the team to talk about what's going to happen in year two. And one of the big things that I took from that was the amazing things that they're doing with the smart wallet, and really focusing on how do we bring that next billion on chain. And a lot of what they're talking about as well was the, making things simple, things that people want to use and participate in. And this photo is going to load so slow. Now you get a really good idea of how this Wi-Fi is. And then making it easy for people to transact. So a lot of that is going to be involved with the smart wallet and what they're building in that. And that was pretty impressive, sort of how they're thinking about that and how they're thinking about the social graph as well. And I heard that mentioned a few times about on-chain social graph from different folks yesterday. And I feel like that was just a total chat about Farcaster. So make something people want, build dead simple experiences, and bring new people on chain. And I feel like that is a really good explanation of where they're going next and focusing next, and where we all really need to be focusing. And then we did have those two big old guest speakers on big old screens. Brian Armstrong, the beautiful Brian Armstrong, who let's be honest, that's my celebrity crush. I like bald guys. What do you want from me? Bald guys with vision and brains. It's too much. It's too much. I can't. In black t-shirts, like it's just everything. It's everything. And then Vitalik was also there later in the day, and he kind of echoed the same thoughts about make it simple and make it easier for people to come on chain. And also thinking about scaling from the perspective of the tech, but then now where it's at right now, we should be able to start bringing more people on chain. And then lastly, at the end, he sort of put this like, what does based mean to him? And keep building and stay based. Do the right thing, work hard, be optimistic, push boundaries with creativity, put the team over the individual. Adrian, what did you think about everything yesterday? And like, what were some of your highlights? And I'm going to mute.
And I'm going to unmute. This is so fun being in the mountains with very primitive internet stuff. Anyway, so just reiterating, the talks were really cool. And they were kind of all in one session, 2.5 hours, like not even 2.5 hours, like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Moved so fast. We heard like from a lot of people from Base and Coinbase, a bunch of talks from people building on Base, and yeah, hearing from Brian was awesome. Jesse's always great. Let's see. Outside of that, the rest of the day was all about creativity. So it was not a super easy logistical feat to bring 400 builders to the mountains in Idlewild. And yet we are here, and yet it happened. And what Jesse said is one of the reasons why we are here in the mountains is because it is a place of nature and creativity. We're at an art center, and there's so much emphasis on creativity. So yes, we did the talks. Yes, we got together, but so much of the day was like focused on just go out and be creative together. And so after all the talks in the afternoon, there were like these open sessions where you can go pick and choose one of like 7 activities. There was sound bathing, pinch pot making, plein air painting, cyano print tie-dye, hiking in the woods, and tabletop games. Yeah. Shout out, nerd. So there was just a ton of creativity, and it was super cool. Very special place.
And I won.
Yeah.
I won the team. I just need to make that clear. I beat Toady. I think this is really important. It needs to be said on a stream that's on chain forever. I beat Toady in Catan, and also in poker.
Can we get and I'm not from someone, do we need to go back and forth unmuting, or can we use one mic? Can you guys, right now my mic is on, Prof is not. Prof, start talking and see.
Can you hear us if we just have her mic? Okay, one mic is fine. All right, cool.
Wow. Okay.
Amazing. Great. Okay, we'll keep going. So tabletop was fun. We played a bunch of games, and I brought Catan in my backpack. So if you guessed Catan, which nobody did, you would have won my DGen tip yesterday. It was really fun. Just kind of hanging. I think my favorite parts of everything, the past couple of days, which is my favorite part of any conference, is hanging with my friends. Who my URL friends. When I get to see them IRL, it's everything. So that was really fun. And stick to one, Sleepy Penguin says.
One mic.
All right, as long as you can hear us.
Yeah.
And it was really, we really had a lot of fun. So
have you lost in Catan, by the way?
I have not yet.
Okay.
Not within the Farcaster ecosystem. Mm-hmm. My brother will disagree with that statement as an overall, but I have yet to lose in the Catan in the Farcaster ecosystem in Catan. So I am the queen at the moment.
When you're on the top, there's only one way to go.
Thanks for that. Love the confidence. Love the confidence, Adrian. Thank you. Thanks so much.
I thought this was the morning show.
Oh, she's so sweet.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
This is the first coffee she's had, I think, in days. And
Always.
it's like, it's still, she's still catching up. So anyway, jeez. That's so funny. So that was yesterday. I do want to mention a couple more things from that Brian Armstrong had to say, and that kind of stuck with me. One of the things Brian said was action, and he was quoting Paul Graham, action produces information. He said that was one of the most important things that he learned as an entrepreneur. And I thought that was incredible. And actually, we're seeing it in action at this moment. Action produces information. Figuring out that you cannot stream in the middle of the woods. Or it's very challenging. And then also he said, just keep moving forward. So if you can only see 3 steps, because the fog, you don't exactly know where you're going with something, then take the 3 steps. And then as you take those 3 steps, you'll see 3 more steps. And I thought that was a really interesting visual for me in terms of thinking about where we're moving with our, network and things like that, and not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves. And then Vitalik, one of the things he said, kind of echoing what, Jesse and the base team are already thinking, is he said, friendly apps that people want to use is what we need now. But not apps that go against the values of ETH. So keeping the values of Ethereum in terms of decentralization and all the things that we value, but making apps that people want to use that are easy to use as well. So this, I think MoshiCam was showcased quite a bit in terms of a good example of this. And so that was really fun to see. By the way, we did hear shout outs to MoshiCam and Hypersub. Who else? There was a few others that got shout outs from the Farcaster ecosystem during Basecamp, and I can't remember now. But there was quite a few folks, and there was a few people who won grants as well in the Build-a-thon. Adrian, would you like to speak to that?
So the base Build-a-thon, which kind of ran through June with over 1,200, I think, total projects. They announced the winners on stage, all the different projects. Base also, if you follow on Warpcast, put out a blog post that lists them all.
Okay, good.
And and their largest on-chain hackathon ever, I think, in terms of rewards.
I think so. Yeah.
So there was a prize pool of 200 ETH that got up to 250 ETH.
They added to it because your category was so jam-packed.
Well, I don't know.
I think that was the reason.
I think there was just so many amazing projects. So there was so they announced it, and there were several Farcaster winners, but shout out Farcaster Hackathon, the Farcaster Writing Hackathon, which I submitted, co-organized with YB and UProf for the URL version with Ted, among others. We submitted that as part of the what was it, the IRL track?
Yeah, the unplugged
track
by Nouns that was actually sponsored by Nouns.
And in that one, they said they didn't even know what to expect. And there were so many applicants, and I think there were a lot of winners, more than they expected.
They doubled it. They doubled that particular category because there were so many good ones. So that's amazing. And I think that's the biggest thing. We had a quick little interview, and one of the questions they asked us was, why do you build on Base? And that it's 100% because of the team and because of the support that they give builders. I haven't found anything else in this ecosystem in any other L2 that has a Jesse. So that's what it comes down to, is that leadership. And you can even see it stemming really from Brian Armstrong and down through the Coinbase team and down to Jesse and to the Base team. And you can just feel like their intention is so positive around builders and supporting builders and putting, and walking the walk, not just saying they support builders, but putting funds behind it. And that is something that we don't see a lot in the ecosystem. So, right? Yeah. We got something. Our audience is clapping for that one. Yeah, you couldn't hear.
Well, Jesse, there were so many of, I call him his greatest hits, because we hear him say kind of some of the same things over and over again, but they're worth repeating. So one is, and build and you will be rewarded. So he says this a lot, build on base. And they do a lot of retro rewarding, which is kind of typical in the space. But I think the build-a-thon and all of the builders that he's bringing up and giving time is kind of proof of that. There was in his talk also, Base does a lot with content distribution. So there is and we can probably link this in the show notes. If you haven't yet, there is a form. If you're building anything on Base, submit your project, because Base has audience of millions and they're doing amplifying and putting all of your projects on their homepages. They're putting it on their socials. So you definitely want to get there.
By Adrian, I've been neaning to do that.
It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's been on our to-do list for like a week.
Yeah, it was great to see just the whole Base kind of ethos. I also like Jesse saying Base being a bridge, not an island.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to build islands. We want to avoid large centralized kind of powers controlling everything. And Base is kind of along on the progressive decentralization, but the idea of kind of using, oh my God, sorry. It's a very distracting audience.
It's sweating. I turned off the air conditioning because it's loud.
One other announcement we forgot to make that from yesterday, Base Names launched.
Yes, Base Names launched.
Which is identity is launching. Yeah. So
we got early access as Basecamp attendees.
And cool. So
you'll be able to claim your .base.eth very soon. So look for that launching soon to everybody. But if you were at Basecamp, you do get access already. So make sure you go claim your name. There was a lot of people going, but I want to claim multiple names. How do I do that? Like poor Bracket, John from Bracket was like, but I want to claim this name, but I really should claim Bracket. I'm like, you better claim Bracket. Like somebody's going to grab that one. So
what you shouldn't do is squat.
Don't squat. Don't squat. We are really not used to having an audience. But it's good to know our jokes are hitting. Yeah. Don't squat.
Don't do this. Don't squat people's names.
Oh God. All right. We've got a few other things. Well, actually, let me show this first. There was a few more pics that I think I can show. Let's see. Maybe. Again, slow Wi-Fi. So a few more pics from the creativity part of the afternoon. While I was playing Catan, they were painting, and this is Ted and Poi Meets World and Priyanka with Adrian at the painting area, and then some lunch. That was really fun. We're with this crew, and you can see Sheik and Barbara Lucid in there. Big old like dining hall that we've been in.
Such camp vibes.
Yeah.
Like the dining hall has such camp vibes.
Camp vibes. And then I loved this too, and I forgot to add this to the my thread. Do things every day that'll bring the world on chain. Like that is the sort of what is the word I'm looking for. That's the call to action for everybody. The next version of our world, then do things every day that will bring the world on chain. So whatever that is, whatever small thing.
And if you can't tell in the picture, that is a calendar of the month of August. And it is a reminder that summer's not over. So you've got 30 days to bring the world on chain. So do something every day. And shout out Aneri. That's her on stage.
Yeah. I have a much better picture, but I forgot to put it in this where she actually looks like it's facing.
Yeah, I was late, and this is a photo of her walking off, but she crushed it. We love you, Aneri.
It was really good. The whole team, I have never been more bullish on Base, just from seeing the team up there talking about what they're doing, and you can feel the passion in what they're doing. And that to me is what's probably most important. So in other news, and we're only going to talk about a couple things because literally can't bring up links. Not you links, but links on the screen. So
you just look down at your phone because links we see you in the chat.
This is where I talk to you. You're on my phone. So This happened earlier this week. It was only 2 days ago. It feels like a million years ago. There was a crowdfunding effort to buy Keckers a car so that she does not have to buy a machete to battle the homeless folks who are trying to kill her while she's on her bike. So if you have been following this incredible story, and it happened very quickly with Party DAO and some other fundraising via meme coin. And the memes have been some of my favorite part. You'll see Horsefax is killing it with the memes in the Keckers channel. Use Kiesel and machete. That like made me die. Like I was dying. If you don't know that TikTok, please circle back and you will see how funny that is. And so there's a lot of fun around this, but to me, what it symbolized was sort of the amazing energy of Farcaster and the way we come together to support each other. And it just was like a nice feel-good moment. Other news that is happening in the Farcaster ecosystem is Moxie. So Moxie did launch right after Jason was on with us on Monday. And it's been like pretty much the whole timeline. Some challenges for some folks, and then other folks just kind of loving it and enjoying launching fan tokens. So we're going to see how it all plays out, but excited for the team. Seems to be, I still haven't unlocked the stuff that's in my safe. I have instructions on how to do that, but we'll see if we can get it to work. So I haven't been able to play around with Moxie yet. So I hope to do that soon, but I know other folks have. And so there's a lot of positivity going on. I know he did a Twitter space. I think it was yesterday. And there was like over 2,000 people in there just trying to learn about what is Moxie and what's going on there. So kind of cool, kind of fun to see something exciting happening in the ecosystem again and people getting like excited, because I feel like we kind of got a little quiet there for a bit. It is summer. This is normal in crypto. This is normal in life. People like check out for a little bit. Financial markets tend to dip a little bit in the summer also because of that, because people just sit on their positions and sort of wait till September. So it's not unusual. So everybody just chill, keep calm, and keep the hat on, as somebody else posted about degen. So it's but I'm excited today. So later today, if you are at Basecamp, I'm going to be at the Fridays in the Park. The park's going to be recording a whole session. There's going to be like 3 hours where they're just jamming and they're going to record something and drop that song as an NFT later, which is what they usually do. And there's going to be a lot of food and fun and sort of chats about nouns. So if you are still around, please pop by and say hi. What I forget? We actually might hit, we're actually going to be under 29 minutes today.
Yeah,
we can.
That's great.
Yeah, we're actually, so there's that. Not our usual banger of a show, but what, we're making it through.
Oh, this is a banger. I don't know.
Offended.
This actually reminds me when Brian Armstrong was doing his talk, he was comparing crypto to just early days of the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that was actually great.
Not early days that we think like early days, like using command line using the command line to access the internet. And you talked about who it was who kind of was attracted to those early internet.
Yeah.
And he's comparing that to crypto now and in terms of where we are. And I'm just thinking about, right, like we didn't have high speed internet. I mean, I remember my first job, like in tech, we couldn't upload photo. It was a real estate company. We were putting listings online for the first time. You couldn't upload photos because no one had like high speed, like they couldn't download them. It was just like a text only weird thing. Yeah. Anyway. But thank you for sticking around today. And I think this is probably one of our best / worst episodes. Like
it will go down in history.
I'm scared to.
Should we get a prize for being here?
Yeah, I'm scared to post this. But it's really fun to be here, but it's really challenging without good bandwidth.
Technology. For the terminally online, going into the woods where Wi-Fi and cell service is rough, is not easy, like at all. It's very like frustrating.
There's really no cell phone service, just so you know, like we heard this coming in, but like it's
we
zero.
Really didn't believe them.
Like zero. Your phone says SOS, dead. Like it's just, there's nothing.
We really didn't believe them. By the way, on the bus here, like 2 different people after we got off the bus said to me, like, this feels like the beginning of a horror movie. And I'm like, yeah, accurate. We're all going into the woods. Will anybody come out? So I keep seeing those particular folks as every once in a while, and we kind of check in. Oh, you're still alive. All right, awesome. You're still here. Don't separate from the pack. I wanted to just jump back really quick to what you said about early internet for those of us who were actually here at the beginning of the internet, which would be me. Also, I found out yesterday that I'm also older than Atari. That was short, like a little frightening. But the Atari game looks amazing on base. So I was thinking about that. When you said that, I actually heard the AOL dial-up modem in my head. That sound. I can still hear that because it's like ingrained in my head. And if we do think back to that and see kind of the challenges we have now, you can see how far we've come with on-chain, but also how far we have to go. And thinking about it in those terms of like, first there was this dial-up, then there was fiber optics that had to be laid, and then there was Netscape coming out so you could actually browse and like that whole process. And you don't think about it because we're so used to everything just working so well. And then you have moments like this and you realize how much you appreciate how far we've come.
The early internet was magic though too, because you didn't know you didn't know where it was going to go. So everything you got was just better than, I mean, I remember
it felt amazing.
Forget about Google Maps, right? Like we have these conversations about like Apple Maps being worse than Google Maps. Forget about that. There used to be something called MapQuest, but forget about MapQuest. I used to have a CD-ROM that I would put into my computer and it would give you driving directions and then you would print them out on paper. And it was freaking life-changing.
That's what we would do with MapQuest. Yeah, we would print out MapQuest.
Yeah, but it was like not even on the internet. And it was amazing. All right, so
we're just in the middle, and I think he kind of equated that we're getting to the Netscape moment, but we're not quite there yet. So the point at which everybody wants to be on chain and can be on chain is coming, but we're not there yet. So we'll get there though, and that was exciting.
We're getting there.
All right, so that's going to be it for today. I will be back Monday with a guest host, I think. I haven't confirmed with Jake, so I haven't seen him. I thought I was going to see him here, and he might be here, but Jake from Base Colors.
Oh, Base Colors got a shout out.
Yeah.
On this stage yesterday, too.
Base Colors got a shout out. And he's supposed to be my guest host on Monday. So, Jake, if you're watching, see you Monday. And I'll touch base with you today. And I also have Toady Hawk on next week, and I forget who is Friday. Actually, I don't think I've scheduled anybody. And the guys already available Friday.
and the following Monday. And if you need me, check me out in the Travel Channel next week.
Adrian will be traveling yet again. I am seeking an opportunity for a vacation, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So with that, we're going to call it, and we're actually hitting 29 minutes today. So, there's that. And thank you again to Barl Lucid and Chic Bangs for our studio audience who also brought coffee and chai tea. And thank you for that.
Wow,
so with that, everybody.
Wait, can I just show one thing? Just for the folks that are on the video, because I'm cracking up. Prof and I are sitting next to each other. And we keep looking at each other, but the way the video is, I realize every time I look at you, we look the other way. So
we are so bad. It's so funny how bad we are at doing this when we're in the same room. It's so much better when we're not in the same room together.
This is fun,
but it's more fun when we're in the same room. And if you need another episode to watch and compare, go back to the ETH Denver one. It was also
at least we had internet. Same quality. At least we had high speed internet then.
We did have high speed internet.
All right, we're at 29 minutes.
All right, we made it. Cheers, everybody, and have a happy Friday. Bye bye.